The first card you have for your past is the Three of Wands. Okay, yeah, there are a few different things here. I'm seeing love here, that's one thing I'm seeing, but there's something else here. It's actually quite specific, so just keep that in mind. It probably won't resonate with everyone, but I am seeing there's a person who's very alone. They might have been left alone. I'm seeing two people actually, two people who were left alone, and they're older people, might be a couple. It looks like a lot of their family have left, maybe. Yeah, they're far away from a lot of people. And they didn't choose that, because I'm seeing they kind of stayed in one place and other people moved away. That's what I'm seeing. And they miss people, they miss family. There's a woman, one of these people are a woman, a mother probably, might be your mother, I don't know. She's missing her family. She has this other person around her, but she can't really talk to them properly. She can, but not in a deep way, if that makes sense. I know that probably sounds a bit strange, but that's what I'm kind of seeing there. And I think you're able to visit, if this is your relative, if this is your parent or your mother or your family. You're able to see these two people, but it's not that easy for you. It's not like you just live around the corner or whatever. It's not like that. But I'm just picking up on this woman. She really, really needs someone to talk to. She, you know, she has this other person around her, but she can't really talk to them. I keep on seeing that. So she needs someone else. She needs this third wand. She has two wands, like there's her and this other person, but she needs someone else. And yeah, it's like it looks like she's waiting, but she's not reaching out. She's not saying, you know, she's not calling people and saying, can you come and see me? It's not like that. So if you know who this is, and if you can do this, definitely go and visit them. That's the message I'm getting there. It's this really, really strong feeling that she needs to see someone, and she needs to see someone on her own without this other person around. She's not in danger. I'm not seeing that, so don't worry about that. It's just that she'd like to talk to someone separately apart from this other person. That's what I'm getting there. Okay, so the other thing is, I think there's someone you've left, you've moved on from this person, or they've left you or something. I think this is an ex. They haven't quite let go of you. Now, I don't think they want to get back together. It's not that. That's not what I'm getting. They're not going to talk to you or anything like that. They're not contacting you or anything. They're still struggling with things. And I think they're struggling mainly with the way things ended between you. There are a lot of problems. There might have been a third party as well with these three wands. It's taking them a long, long time to get through this. I'm not seeing them contacting you. I'm not seeing that. I think you might actually hear about them from other people, because I think they're probably talking about you as well. I'm not seeing them gossiping. They're not saying bad things about you. I'm not seeing that. It's more like people ask them, you know, how are you? How are you going or whatever? And they say, oh, I'm okay. Still struggling a bit with this. And they start talking about that. So they're not saying, oh, that horrible person. It's just that people are asking them. Sometimes they get things off their chest. It's quite normal. It's no problem. But you might hear about them because, you know, people have spoken to them, and you might hear something about them. So maybe that's why they're around you. I'm not sure why in this reading, I should say. Yeah. Anyway, so the next card you have your past, Temperance. This is an amazing card. I love seeing this card. I always love this card. So I think, yeah, I think this ex in the Three of Wands, they're definitely healing. You know, they're getting through all of this. I don't know if they're still friends with some of your family members. It might be that, because I'm getting a link between them and your family. And I keep on seeing them talking to people as well. They're talking to other people. I don't think they're talking to your family as much as they used to. They used to talk to them a lot. They were quite friendly with them. And I think some of your family members might miss this ex, actually. But yeah, they're more focused on healing now, I think. You know, they've stopped a lot of these conversations because they just want to move on. I think they're absolutely trying to do that. They're trying to move on from you. Yeah, there's some reason why I'm hearing about this ex. I don't know. Maybe something's going to come up about them later on. But yeah, they're around this for a reason. They're around this reading for a reason. Okay, so the other thing I'm seeing is there's some kind of, it looks like learning or training, and I hope this is going to make sense. I'm seeing a job you're in, a position, might be a business, and there's some kind of opportunity. I think you know about this opportunity, and it's about training or study. And I'm getting this feeling that it might, or you might feel as if, I don't think it is, but I think you might feel as if it's a step down for some reason. Maybe this is a qualification that you think's beneath you. It might be something, it might be like a side step and you feel like, oh, I don't want to do that. I've kind of studied now. I've gotten over my studying. It might be that. I'm not seeing it like that. It feels like a little bit of a step sideways to me if you do this studying. I think it'll probably help you to take a bigger step later on, I think. I actually think this would be a really good thing for you. Don't worry about how it looks from the outside. I keep on getting this feeling that you don't think it's going to be a good look or something, or it's not going to look good, or it's going to look like you're doing this qualification because you're not qualified. It's something like that. But I think this is actually going to be really good for you if you do this. So if you're having doubts about this, if you're kind of looking at this opportunity and you say, oh no, I don't want to do that, have a think about it again. That's all. Just rethink this. Okay, so the last card you have, you passed the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, obviously this is the work card. So again, this is another work thing. So yeah, you're working really hard, I think. And I think you're struggling to see the end of a tunnel. That's what it feels like. It's like, oh, when does the tunnel end? I'm working, I can't see the end. That's kind of what I'm getting. It kind of feels like, oh, you know, day after day, I come in, I do my work, I want to get ahead, but there's this great big long road ahead of me and I don't know when it's going to end. That's kind of what I'm getting. So it's that, if that's how you're feeling, if this is resonating, I think this studying or whatever this thing is, I think that's going to help you to get to where you want to go a lot faster. You know, it might be something like you're working really, really hard and you feel as you don't want to waste time on doing anything else. You want to just put your head down. You don't want to do any other things, especially if they're not going to be useful to you. And I can understand that. But I think if you do this, it might actually save you time in the end. Because I'm actually seeing you being able to bypass a lot of steps, you know, skipping ahead and getting there a lot quicker if you do this for some reason. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's not just because of what you're going to be learning. That's important. But I think if you do this, I think you're going to be introduced to different people. And I think some of these people will be really helpful contacts for you. Helpful contacts, I'm trying to say. So, you know, it's like they're going to help. They're going to introduce you to other people, useful people who have contacts for you. And they're going to introduce you to people who can get you ahead and whatever and do other projects and all of that kind of thing. So I think there's a lot more in this than what's on the surface. So again, at least think about doing this, because I actually think it'll be really, really good for you if you rethink this. Okay, so the first card you have your presence, the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, there's a car going past or something, motorbike. Right, so I get so distracted by all the noises. Yeah, so here again, so this is this woman, this motherly figure that I'm seeing in 3 of Wands. She might be your mother, I don't know, or some kind of some motherly figure. It's someone who's very caring, someone you know very well. So if this is your mother, if this is someone who brought you up, she does love you. She absolutely cares about you. I think there are a few differences between you though, differences in opinion. There's kind of a lifestyle difference as well, but that's normal. That's kind of generational. I keep on getting this feeling that she needs you. She needs you. And I have to tell you this because it keeps on coming up. I feel lonely. I need to talk to someone. I've got something I want to say. That's what I'm getting. And again, I'm getting this. A lot of other people have gone away. They've left, they've traveled, they're far away. And I think she might be thinking of you as someone who can stick around her and help her maybe. You do love each other, you absolutely do, but there's this uneasiness there. Okay, there's an incident I'm seeing here, some kind of an incident, and something that was shocking to her happened. I don't know if it was shocking to you, but it was shocking to her. It was something in the family, and it really shocked her. There's a big difference of opinion around that between you. So I think she thinks this is terrible and shocking or whatever. You kind of differ, or you don't feel that way. You might have had an argument about this, I don't know, but that might be what's holding you back a bit. I don't know. It might be that you feel uneasy about that. I don't know. Maybe you argued and you feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to go back there. She might still be angry, or she might say this or whatever. Yeah, I'm getting this. It was like, with this incident, it was kind of like, the family did things a certain way, and then this person did something, and it was completely against that. All of that. So I'm getting this kind of like, oh, they weren't brought up that way. They weren't brought up that way. That's what I'm getting. That's what this person says. So yeah, this is obviously a child that they were talking about. Might have been their child, might be, a niece or a nephew, I don't know, but it's someone who's a child. They're grown up now, probably. I think they are. And, they did something that this woman doesn't approve of. She still doesn't. She's still quite vocal about this. So I think if you're going to spend time around them, you'll probably hear a lot about this, a lot of talk about that still, because it's like this woman brings up things over and over and over again, talks about the same thing over and over again. And I think it can be a little bit tedious for you, but you can withstand, you can stand that, you can deal with that. That's fine. This is what happens sometimes to people. So, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'm getting this really, really strong feeling that they want to talk to you. They need to talk to you. They need to spend time with you. They want to tell you something. So try and see if you can do that, if that's what you want to do. Okay, so the next card you have your presence, the Wheel of Fortune. Right, this is really clear, really, really clear now. So, okay, if what I was seeing with, that learning career thing, whatever that was in the Temperance card, if that made any kind of sense to you at all, please say yes to this. It might feel like wasting time, but it absolutely won't be. That's what I'm seeing. The problem with the man in the Eight of Pentacles is that, he's got his head down, he's working hard. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. But because he has his head down, he's not seeing the opportunities that are around him, and he's not recognizing them. So, I don't want you to miss out on this, because you're really going to grow from this. I'm seeing partnerships that might come out of this. I'm seeing amazing connections, contacts, other big opportunities. All these characters, if you look at this card again, all these characters in the corners, they're all reading, they're all studying. And yeah, this is where you're really going to transform, not just in your work life, but in other areas as well, because I'm seeing your confidence really growing if you do this thing. If you look at this wheel, there are alchemical symbols in the middle. All those different symbols, they're all alchemical symbols. And you have the Temperance card as well here, and that can be about alchemy. And alchemy is about transforming. So, it can be about transforming yourself from one situation to a better one. So this is a transforming opportunity. A transforming opportunity. And that's why it keeps on coming up again and again in this reading. Because if you have your head down like this man in the Eight of Pentacles, you're going to miss this. So if this does resonate with you, please, please don't miss this opportunity. I'd hate to see that for you. I can see how important this is now. So if this is resonating, please look into this again. Okay, the last card you have your presence, Justice. Okay, there's something quite big in this card. There's something very big in this card, actually. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. I'll try and articulate this because this is a very important card. What I'm seeing in this card is vindication. Vindication. This is something huge. Okay, I'm seeing something that's going to be opened up or revealed. It's sort of like, okay, what I'm seeing is one party's been blamed for something by another party. I think you might have been involved in the party that's being blamed, or you were at one time, you're blamed at one time. It's like you or someone around you who you're attached to were kind of blamed for something on the same team or something like that. Or it might be you that was blamed and this person's just around you for some reason. Yeah, I think you were probably blamed. People were suspicious of something, or you're being blamed for something. Now, I can't quite see whether you actually did this thing or whether you're wrongly accused. I can't see that, and I'm not going to pretend I can. But I am getting a feeling that you're probably wrongly accused of something, because this is about making things fair. This is about balance, evening things up. And you feel that this is very unfair. You felt that this was very terrible. You're being blamed for this. And this is about evening that up. So I would say that you're wrongly accused, if this resonates with you. So yeah, there's someone who's quite vocal here. Very, very vocal in blaming you or this party that you belonged to, this group or this you and someone else. They were saying a lot of things against this, probably a lot of things against you. Okay, this is what I'm seeing about this person who's very loud and vocal. Something's going to be revealed about them. And I think it's going to look like they've done a similar thing to you, or a similar thing to what they're accusing you of, I should say, or it's going to come out that they've done something quite bad themselves. It's something like that. This is about, it's about evening things up, evening up the score. And this is what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm seeing bank statements, phone numbers, it's receipts, it's evidence. Something's going to come out, it's going to catch this person out. I think this might be something that happened a while ago, but it's coming out now. That's what I'm seeing. And they're going to lose all credibility when this comes out. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Well, it's a huge card. Okay, so the first card you have, your future, is, the horrible old devil. Okay. Yeah, I think you might have been chained to this horrible situation that I'm seeing in the Justice card. I think maybe for a while, this was going on for a long time. People might have been talking about you, blaming you. And again, I keep on seeing this other person that's around this as well. So it might be you and someone else that's being blamed, or it might just be that this person's around you, or they were at this time. And, when this kind of talk happens, when you're blamed and there's all this talk and gossip and all of that, it can be impossible to get out of, because I think, no matter what you say, people can twist things. They can say, oh, you're lying, you're just saying this to get out of it, or whatever. And gossip's just so horrible. People just want to keep on feeding it. The woman on this card on the left, she's got these grapes on the end of her tail, and she's feeding this great big fat devil, and it's never enough. It's never enough for the devil. You can never feed him enough. Just like gossip, you can never feed gossip enough. There's always people who want more and more and more gossip. You've only got to look on YouTube at all the kind of drama channels and the tea channels and all of that. They've got loads and loads and loads of views, because everyone loves to look at the drama and the gossip and all of that. It never goes away. People keep feeding it and feeding it. So that's what I'm seeing here. That's what happened with you, I think. And you're going to be able to break these chains when this thing comes out, when this thing's revealed, and it's going to feel like finally people are seeing the truth. That's what I'm getting, a big, huge relief. So, if this resonates, I think you've handled this really, really well. You haven't tried to fuel things, you haven't added to this, you haven't made it worse or anything. And I think now it's just going to take care of itself now. So, I'm very relieved now. So, it's probably the first time I'm happy to see this devil here, because it's about breaking these chains. Okay, so the next card you have, your future, is the Four of Cups. Okay, so I think in the fallout of all of this big thing that's coming out, I think you'll probably have some people who were either just not standing up for you at this time, or they kind of just stood around and watched things happen, or maybe they were even joining in on the gossip. I don't know, but I think you're probably going to see some of these people trying to come back to you again. And because I'm seeing all this gossip that was flying around and everything else, I think you've probably been quite careful with who you've let close to you, and I can see why that is. And this is actually a good thing that's come out of this, actually, because it's at times like this when you realise who your true friends are. And I think you've had a very tight-knit group of people around you. So any of these other people who've been against you in any way, if they try and come back to you, or try to get close to you, or try to contact you, I think they're going to get a reception that's a bit like this one in this card, a very frosty reception, because he's got his arms crossed, he's not interested, he's looking down, he does not want to accept this cup. So that's how you're going to react to these people when they come back to you. And I think you're absolutely doing the right thing if you're doing that. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. It's pretty evident. It really speaks for itself, actually. Okay, so the last card you have for your future is the Six of Cups, which is an absolutely beautiful card. I love this card. Look at the innocence in this card. It's so innocent. And I hate seeing the devil near this card. It almost looks like it's going to come and corrupt this beautiful innocent card. But yeah, you can see the contrast. And they just feel so different. I just feel totally different when I look at each one of these cards. So, okay, so this is showing me that you probably are going to meet up with this mother figure, this parent or whoever this is in the Queen of Pentacles. And look at this, you're going to be able to spend some time with them alone as well, without this other person around. If you look at the left-hand side of this card, it's very, very tiny. It's a bit hard to see. There's a man walking away, and it looks like an elderly man with a walking stick. And yeah, I was seeing an older couple as well, so that's interesting that that's there. And I think you're going to make someone really, really, really happy if this resonates. You know, when you meet up with them, they're just going to be so happy to spend time with you. And it doesn't matter what you talk about. You know, I think you're worried about this situation where you have this big difference or whatever, this big family drama. But I think, you know, they're not going to care what they talk about as long as you're around them. And yeah, they do have something to talk to you about, and that's going to come out. But I think apart from that, it doesn't matter what you talk about. You can talk about the clouds. It doesn't matter what it is, anything. They're just happy to have you around them again. They just miss their family. That's what I'm seeing. So, you know, and I think you're going to build up a better relationship with them as well when you're around them. So it's very, very, very beautiful. I feel very calm looking at this card. A lot calmer than when I was looking at the Justice and the Devil card. But yeah, beautiful ending.